Ken from Reverend Guitars, and I'm hanging out at Maury's Music with Maury. Maury.
Great to have you. Thank
Good
you
to
very
see
much.
ya.
Man. You too.
We're going to talk about our double agent model, which I do believe that the double agent is, if it's not the best-selling model, it is definitely in the top 3.
Wow.
And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. But the big one is the 2 different pickups. I mean, what makes a double agent is there's a Reverend Special H humbucker at the bridge and our CP90 neck pickup. P90s can have a significant amount of output. And a lot of times when you pair a single coil with a humbucker, in the 80s it was really big to have a single coil in the middle between 2 humbuckers. Mm-hmm. And you just notice a huge volume drop as you flip through your pickups. Not something that you see so much in the double agent. And like all Reverend guitars, it features a Carina body. This is a bolt-on maple neck with Reverend's 6-bolt neck plate. Holds it in there nice and snug. You've heard me pontificating about sustain in different models, and one of the things that really keeps this all together as one unit is this 6-bolt neck plate. You notice a couple screws here in the middle. Those are just pick guard screws that we put on there as a favor to techs, so that if you should remove the neck for any reason, the plate will stay in place and not flop all over the back of your guitar. All Reverend guitars feature graphite nut and locking tuners. They are all hand numbered and signed by Reverend Tech Extraordinaire, Mr. Zach Green. This guitar is Reverend Double Agent number 18835, making this the 18,835th Reverend put on the street since 1997. This version of the Double Agent we call the DAW, and the W stands for Wilkinson. This is a Wilkinson VS50 trem bridge. We set them up to float, and by float that means it's not resting on the body. It is a little above the body. See?
And that lets you get detuned in both directions?
Yes. Like such. Wilkinson unit is a really cool unit. It's got a lot of really cool features. I was talking to Maury about a couple of them upstairs, just giving him some setup tips and pointers. But there's a Allen screw adjustment on the back of where the bar itself goes into the unit and the insert, and you can adjust the tension of the swing of the bar. You can have it set up nice and loose and floppy so that it rests out of your way and you grab it when you need it, or you can adjust it nice and tight so that it stays wherever you put it. There's a threaded insert that sticks up in the bottom of the insert on the trem base, and notice it's reverse threaded on the trem arm itself. So as you push the arm in, it rests on the top of that insert, and then you give it 1 or 2 turns, and it's in place. You can continue to screw it down if you want to adjust the height elevation of the trem if you desire. The neat thing about being able to get it so snug is that you can do trem flutter effects a la 1988. If that's your bag.
It is.
Just a nice subtle, bass type little smaller trem movements. And master volume, master tone, bass contour control, a feature on all the Reverend models. And it's kind of cool with this thing because you can add the mid-range punch that our CP90 pickup is known for to the growl of a humbucker. And, having both pickups on and the bass contour off a little bit gets you really nice, multiple usable clean tones. And that is both pickups on and all the controls wide open. Go to the neck, same style lick. And then at the bridge, you can hear that. by revoicing the pickup slightly by rolling out the bass contour control, you open up a whole other bunch of options with the style pickups that you're talking about here. I mean, you can take this thing into a real twangy territory on the bridge. A lot of guys ask, and Maury asked me this earlier, do you notice a significant volume loss when you're using the bass contour control? And what the bass contour does is it revoices the pickup. And it does that by adjusting some lower frequencies and removing some of them. So if you look at, say, the whole sound spectrum going into an amplifier, and you've adjusted some of the sound spectrum in the bottom end by removing it, yeah, you can hear some volume loss, and it's totally normal. And the trick is to sort of work with that. A lot of times if you're on a pickup gig and you're using a backline and you don't know exactly what you're walking into, and you're in a situation where you're jumping up at the blues jam and somebody's got a pedal board there that's everybody's using and everybody's going into whatever amplifier, right. And you get up there and you just think, it's too muddy, I don't like the way these guys sound. Right at your fingertips you can remove some of those low frequencies and get rid of what that is. It's just another sort of tonal option. There's a lot of reasons why this guitar has been one of our popular models, and of course we use Carina for the body one on everything. So the combination of the Carina, the 25.5-inch scale bolt-on maple neck, which sort of implies brightness, right? Sure. The Carina body, which implies that sort of mid-range punch, and then the humbucker at the bridge just makes this a great sounding rock guitar. I mean, if you're a humbucker player, this is going to be right up your alley. It takes gain great. And by having the P90 at the neck, the P90s are kind of known for their sort of upper mid-range little peak and little singing quality that they have to them. And so, I mean, without having to change guitars, and even with all the distortion on and the controls all the way up, you can hear a little bit of that P90 buzz sort of kick in, which is part of it, and it's cool. And you can hear that singing thing in single note playing them.